All right, let's take a look at the world's number one player, the forehand, Yannick Sinner, the Italian flamethrower. I mean, this guy has lightning bolts off both sides, but let's dive into the forehand. Okay, let's take a look here. You can see there's the split step. Look how the racket goes back. His left hand's his best friend. Watch his left hand. It stays on there. The shoulders take the racket back. The shoulders take the racket back. That's a big key. You don't want the arm going on a solo mission. If you look at the grip, it's a semi-Western. That's a very common thread amongst all the players, okay? This guy's 6'3", but look at his center of gravity. He's low to the ground. His knees are bent because we all know the power starts from the ground, okay? You'll see that he hits a closed stance when he has enough time, transferring the weight, okay? And if he doesn't have enough time, he'll play a little bit of an open stance or a semi-open stance. But let's look at the technique. Forget modern forehand, next gen, okay, whatever. Everybody's going to have modifications and adaptation and little personal interpretations of the stroke, okay? And a lot of this is genetic, how you're put together, the wires you're dealt from mom and dad or grandma and grandpa. This guy was a skiing champion at age 11, okay, great athlete, very wiry. So some of the movements that he might make with his arm and hand, he's naturally going to be a little looser. So you see the unit turn, okay, but he does everything. All these guys do the same thing. It's the ATP forehand that my partner, the great Dr. Brian Gordon, we coined long ago. The shoulders turn, the racket goes to the outside. If there's a clock, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you see the racket, it goes to the outside, okay? It goes to about 5:30. Here we go. The racket's up, okay? Now, what he does a little different, okay? Instead of the strings going down, he turns the hand back towards the fence. That's a little modification in the center forehand. It takes a few more milliseconds, but it's synchronized perfectly. This is what people have to understand. All these players hit the ball the same way. They might have a different starting point. They might have a little different grip, but they're all to the outside. It's all based on physics. When the racket's to the outside and you pull on the butt cap, the racket flips down and back, and it hits the slot dynamically. It creates more racket head speed, okay, but your stroke not only is shorter, it's faster. And when that happens, you can hit what we call the true heavy ball. What I mean by that, everybody has topspin, but if it's coming around your body, like a lot of the WTA strokes, you're not going to ever hit the true heavy ball. Sinner has a little variation because the hand goes back to the fence. A lot of people do that. His take back is very simple. He just turns his shoulders, the racket head's above. But if you notice where his racket goes, the strings point at the back fence. What I like to tell all the players, there's not a wrong way or a right way. There's a better way. But you should learn the ATP forehand, keep it on the hitting side, how you take it back, experiment, where the hand goes coming out of the backswing, experiment, okay? You'll find what's best for you, and from there, it's all about repetition, like the great Yannick Sinner.